What it is, and I'm just talking about monies for operating services that should have been put into it instead of buying another camera to go on the bus, like Captain said. There's no air conditioning. The heat is going, it's broken. No matter how many times we write it up to be fixed, it hasn't gotten fixed. There's not enough windows that work.
Can I make a statement?
Are the questions coming from the membership, or are the questions coming from the other side to me?
They should,
They
should be questions from the membership. Something that they've heard from either side is not clear.
Right. That is correct. I'd like to address the service. I'm sure somebody here from...
So let me just make sure though, before we do that.
Right.
If there are questions from the membership about what members have heard, something that isn't clear. I just want to take care of that.
Thanks, service should be done.
I got a question for you. Is it clear when on what was discussed today, or isn't clear about the operation period?
Just what was presented here. Just if there was something that was said from either side that wasn't clear to the people who weren't listening.
I said I was right in pot.
I don't know what that means. So I just wanted so if there was just something that was shared here that wasn't clear, I just wanted to be able to do that.
I just want to say something. From the first.
Yeah.
From who first?
You had a question over there. Back. Yes. So it's a question.
I wanted to make was I keep hearing that we're the second highest paid operators in the nation, which is not true. You can look at the 4 transit systems in the Bay Area, and we're number 4. Number 5, we're number 4, until we just got this raise. There's certain criteria that we fall under to put us under the second highest between a particular type of transit system that's not being mentioned.
Yeah, let me just... Okay. Yvonne, did you have a question?
My question is, to be clarification, so is Prop G on the ballot for the transit workers to not get a raise, or for the city to set a set wage for them?
Prop G is on the ballot so that we can collectively bargain all aspects of their contract, just like we do our police officers, our janitors, our firefighters, just like we do with every other group of city employees.
It's already a charter set, like set in stone, like this is.
And this would be an amendment of the charter if the voters say yes.
Are there any other charters, you know?
This is the only group of city employees who have their salaries set by the charter. So I'm not trying to amend any other part, just the lone group that has their salary set by the charter.
I'd like to address you. Do you not know it's about 90% of muni drivers are minorities? Sean Ellsberg comes from probably Pacific Heights. Have you ever seen him in the Bayview before today? Sean Ellsberg has a hidden agenda. He is not telling the facts about what we go through on a daily basis. I lived in the Bayview for 10 years. I ain't never seen this here. Also, driving the transit bus. How many of you all have ridden the bus? They were jam-packed. The operators don't even have bathrooms to go to. We treated like second-class citizens. What Sean is trying to do on November the 2nd is bring us back to slavery. And that is not right. When you attack our working, our environment, what we have to go through on a daily basis, ask him if he rides the bus.
We should. Yep.
I'm not going to comment on any.
Okay, I just wanted to say.
Other than it's not Pacific Heights. Born and raised and lived all my life in Maryland Park.
The schedule is what I wanted. The schedules is what I wanted.
Okay,
members to
and then we're gonna
discuss with us. And the reason why I wanted to discuss the schedules is because it is part of the so-called propositions that are coming up that the public doesn't even know. They're not going to even get the right schedules. For instance, they're saying that they're adding services. I know myself on 2 of my lines, you're not going to get the services that they say
quote-unquote 5% or 6.1% of the services to be put back. One of yours is the 24 line. The other one is the 33 line. 33 line says that you're going to have a 15-minute headway with one extra bus. That extra bus has been proven before in December the 5th schedules. In December the 5th schedules, it was a 20-minute headway with one extra bus. That one extra bus gave us 18 minutes late. The 24 line, they cut the services on. They're saying that they're going to add more time on it. Guess what? You're not going to get the service because you know why? The timing on it will not allow. For our so richly deserved patrons that ride the bus, you're not going to get the time limit on it because it doesn't allow us to take the time off for the disabled. I rest my case.
All right. So with that, yes, go ahead. And then we're gonna, the captain wants to come up, is that correct? Are you coming back up? Oh, the chief is, okay. I just knew somebody was coming. Okay, got it. Go ahead.
Last question?
Yes. Go.
Yes, sorry. I totally just clarification in terms of, so it sounds like there are a lot of problems with the MTA. And so I guess my question for you, Supervisor Ellsburn, is if this proposition passes in November, are there other steps that are going to be taken to reform other aspects of the MTA besides the Transit Workers Union? And what would those be?
Fundamentally, one of the key problems is, and I think this is something Raphael and I would agree on, if you compare the amount of money we used to get from Sacramento just 3-4 years ago versus how much we get today, we've lost, what would it be, Raphael? 100 million? 60 million. You know, fundamentally, we've got some serious shortchanging from Sacramento, and everybody's on the same page. We need to fix that, and I'm thankful that you went up there and lobbied on that. That's the key, and that's why we're going to be looking at things like free parking meter route. They need, community needs, whatever. But there's a lot of problems. I pointed out one in the property. Recognize that it's a problem that needs to change, along with some of these other things. To simply stay here and say there's no problem whatsoever with guaranteed salary, I think that's short-sighted.
But you would commit to after, if this passes, to putting more reforms in there?
I supported Proposition A in 2007. It's something I've been doing since I've been in office. I don't end November 3rd. I'll keep at it.
All right. With that,
hold up, can I say something that you say you think about what he said?
and then we will move on.
All right.
We really do.
Let's clarify one thing. Collective bargaining is when both parties meet, sit at the table. But in this proposition, it doesn't give you that true collective bargaining because it's tied in the hands of the arbitrator what he or she can do. That is the problem. Now, yes, in fact, we're still going to be going to make sure there's monies for operating monies for the system. But do not take us like we are the one that runs Muni. We don't run Muni. Whatever equipment is available for us, that's what we drive. That's what we operate.
Thank you.
You're up. We want y'all to come back. Yeah, we do. We really do. We're so thankful for your presence.
Michael. Michael.
We really do.
Any questions? Actually, I did. And I think it was based on the, and I think, first of all, let me thank you for the job that you're doing. Okay, and, but it goes into, I always keep this with me because it is like a Bible, and this is what the MTA is being supposed to be run by, right? It was approved by the voters, that's Prop E and Prop A combined, and basically I just made a notation in here where it says, passengers and public and employee safety and security. And we thank you for trying to do those things. But my question to you is about the ferry vessels. Yes, we need revenue, by all means. But there's mixed feelings out there about the saturations. Because not only from the riders, because they feel intimidated when there's people coming up front, in the back, and pretend like, where's the ticket? And the way the attitude is coming, I even have got complaints on that. So what is your take on that? Have you ever gotten complaints about how the saturations are being?
Sure. There's no such thing really as saturations anymore. We stopped in May.
Okay.
All the TFIs went through sensitivity training, and we're all on board. We will no longer do the. I understand where you're coming from. They saw that many of the. Some people were saying that it was like almost like a military invasion because they'd say there's 15 cops doing fare evasion. Well, there really wasn't 15 cops. There were 2 police officers, but there'd be 10 or 12 TFIs, or transit fare inspectors. So what the unknowing eye would happen is they would automatically associate the TFIs as police officers. So what we decided to do is do many enforcement operations in many different locations using fewer people. So now there might be 1 police officer, or no police officers, and 4 transit fare inspectors. And with the training, what I want everybody to make sure is the training is they're supposed to explain exactly what's going on. They have take-one flyers in different languages so everybody knows what's going on. And the fare inspectors, they should have a light blue shirt on. Okay, so that's the difference, and we really wanted to get that message out. The transit fare inspectors, it's not about raising revenue. It's about compliance. If people pay the $2, it's over. You get on the bus and you go, here's my transfer, and they walk right by you. So I understand that there have been complaints in the past, and I've received complaints, in the past. But I'm looking going forward, I don't think it's going to be much of a problem. Anybody else? Go ahead.
What is your new program to show accountability for your officers riding on these transit systems now?
Well, every time they get on a train, they click their mic and they say, "This is." Bring home the milk. Hey, Mike, we can call you back. So in a nutshell, when the officers get on the bus, or if they're at a station, they don't necessarily have to ride the bus. They can be at a transit point, and when people are getting off, they say proof of payment. They'll ask them for their proof of payment, and if they show their receipt, their fast pass, whatever, they just continue right on. As far as recording that, every time a police officer clicks his mic or her mic, it's recorded. So we have a police code. It's a 908. Say this is, I would say this is 3-500, 908, Union Line, the T line, outbound, and I get on. And then I have a card in my pocket. I have my own little that I swipe as I get on. You tag it, they call tag it as I get on, write it, and then tag it as I get on. And in that, every time I tag my card, it's recorded by a computer, and then we can download and see who's written what, when, where, and why.
The reason I brought that up, I drive the metro trains, and I see the officers tagging 4 and 5 cars.
How long ago has that been?
At least a month, about a month.
Okay.
But they're not riding. That's,
Well, all I can tell you is, the captains give me their calendars. They say that this is where they're going to do their enforcement. Their supervisors are responsible to make sure that they do their job. So if that's happening, then make sure let me know, and I'll take care of it, because that's not how it's supposed to happen.
all right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was waiting. I can sense it.
I've heard that folks under 18 years old cannot legally be ticketed in the city of San Francisco, and instead they're arrested. Is there any validity to that?
You can get a citation.
So anyone can get a citation?
Sure. For the most part, juveniles are not targeted. I can tell you the numbers. It's like for every 100 adults that are cited, maybe 1 juvenile.
Is there any difference in protocol between juveniles and adults when they are cited?
Well, they're notified by the court. It is a little bit instead of with our citation, citation, they have to give us a date.
tickets to criminal charges. So what we're doing, what the police department is doing here, we're also issuing, we can issue civil citations where